I had a Zoom meeting with Invesco. He's got access to a thing called Y charts.
Y charts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what he's able to do is pull up all the SMAs, all the managed accounts that we offer.
Okay.
Side by side.
Okay.
And so he showed me what all of our SMAs side by side.
Mm-hmm.
Verizon not even close to the top. But Invesco is.
Okay.
As far as the Invesco all U.S. equity is like fourth.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as 5-year or 10-year, they're like first.
Mm-hmm.
5-year overall return.
Okay.
And I like more that number than they do those.
They haven't been around for 10 years, have those?
AGF is right now doing better than Invesco. There's two different types of managed accounts. There's tactical and strategic.
Yeah.
And I had in my head that all day long, tactical beats strategic.
Really?
I thought for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know I manage my personal clients tactically,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and I smoke the returns.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm doing like this there. I do because I'm able to move my clients. So I'm thinking if I can do that, why? If there's somebody that has big old hairy computers and systems and everything else, they break everything down.
Mm-hmm.
They could really, they should be able to smoke market.
Yeah.
They're not. They're sucking into a 10 straw.
Yeah.
And I've been questioned, and I've even been up to Verizon a number of times. I asked that question: why am I able to beat y'all? Why is the little guy sitting in Griffin, Georgia, able to get a better return than what you're getting?
I have a theory.
Which theory?
You anticipate. They don't.
They react.
They react. When it starts to slip, at a certain point, they say, okay, let's scram.
Yeah, but that's too late.
Exactly. Art Williams, Glenn's brother, when he was selling this to us in the first place, what he said was, investing in mutual funds is like driving, looking at the rearview mirror.
Right.
Now, with managed accounts, we can't see 5 miles down the road, but we can see to the top of the hill. We can see to the next curve. And that was the whole point of it, is we can anticipate a little bit, but they don't.
Yeah.
They react.
Yeah, and I know that's what got Lincoln annuities killed me in 2014 because we had a day where the market went down to September the 30th, 2014. The market went down a lot, so they got completely out of the market. Well, October the 1st, 2014, the market screamed back up.
Yep.
Everything was sitting here on the side. They had lost all the money on the downside.
That's right.
And it screamed up on the upside. And my clients sat there for years trying to make up for what that bad move.
That's right.
And these are supposed to be professionals.
Yeah. And Horizon was telling me they go in 10% increments. And they just went out 10% beginning of this month.
So because of that, and I've looked at the returns, and that's what the Y chart does, is that the other issue we've had with the managed accounts is we have each one of the companies that offer, right? And we can look at their sheets, and they're sporadic,
right?
And they're not super clear,
right?
Okay. And with the Y chart, you could put he had everything and what their returns were on 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10 year return.
I like that.
Side by side. So when I saw the chart, I said, So, and I was already noticing when we went to that last Invesco meeting at the Invesco building.
Yeah.
They have one of the funds they have in their portfolio. But first of all, it's all ETFs.
Yes. Yes.
And because it's all their ETFs, there's no fee or no charge. So it's even less expensive to invest there. So, and the QQQM is killing it. It has been killing it for years.
Nice.
It's got a big part of their money in that. So I think I'm going to start moving a lot of my clients' money over towards Invesco. Either there's one that's all U.S. equities, 100%, and there's another one that's 80-20. And I'm going to use, I think, those two.
It probably make it easier for you to watch stuff because you're under one platform too.
Right.
Invesco.
Yeah. But
I can live.
The disco advertise that QQQ.
Yeah, it does.
In the few commercials.
I watch it every morning.
It's anyway.
Now, the other one I was using that hasn't done as well as I thought it would, and that's Genter, RNC Genter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it should be doing well because it's about 40 different stocks, high dividend payers.
It's like a diversified dividend fund. LCEA.
Yeah, that one just hasn't done well.
It's come back a lot.
Does it?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
sure has.
Okay. I like ACSTX best.
Mm-hmm.
It always seems to do better. I'm going to start moving my clients. I've already started. When I was moving clients from TD or Schwab to Pershing, a lot of them, I was ready to moving them to Invesco already. I still have about $1 million or so at Schwab. I got a call last night from a client that has life insurance with me. And they called me a year ago and they said, hey, my husband works at Delta and we want to look at what he has at Delta and what we have with you and, decide what we want to do. And I said, okay, well, let's send me something on what he has at Delta.
Yeah.
So last night, I got a call from him again.
Mm-hmm.
So I told her, I said, I know someone that retired from Delta because they don't know it. Evidently, he doesn't. She's the one that cares about more than he does. And so I said, I know someone that retired from Delta. Maybe he'd be able to help me figure out where to go to find out what life insurance coverage you have at Delta. So I had Mike to go online today. He's going to show us where you go to find out where your client's life insurance coverage is at Delta.
Cool. Well, I'm going to go there, but I'm going to hope it's the same because I'm under a different portal because I'm retired. So where do I go to pull up that page here? When I log in, it's a Delta Extranet, and this is a place that you can go into to find all your Delta information. They have a place called self-service. This will be their extranet login, so your clients will need to go and get into their system and log in. Okay. They should have their authentication set up. Your ping ID is a two-factor thing.
Right.
Okay. And then a dashboard comes up like this, and this is where they'll have their dashboard, or should, which has their benefits and their paychecks, employment verification, and things like that. It's taking a second to load. There we go. So it has all these quick links. But all your medical stuff is under Benefits Direct. So I'm going to click on the Benefits Direct button. So here is the page. Now, my page may look different from theirs, but it has, we have right now we're still covered medically through Cobra, so we have medical with dental. Yeah, we're on Cobra.
You're expensive.
Yeah, very expensive.
Noticed.
$1,600 a month expensive.
You can get
Really?
anything in Cobra?
Huh?
You can get everything better than Cobra?
Well, I stuck with this because it's all United Healthcare, all that kind of stuff. But we're looking for Patty for benefits, and just for her out of the market is $870.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So that's United Healthcare. So anyway, so I'm going to go over here to this little hamburger thing, and health and insurance. So here's your health benefits, and here's a life insurance.
Right.
Now, I don't have life insurance, so when I click on here, there's nothing there.
Yep.
This is where I believe you would go to find what they have for life insurance.
Right.
Well, there's basic life, and then you can get up to
So many times we
10,000 free, I think.
Okay, so you got 10,000.
But that's where you want him to go, and then his health benefits will be under here, all of his picks. This is where he's going to go to do his your sign up, and it starts in a couple days.
So the web, I'm going to go to Delta Benefits Direct.
Yeah.
They're one of the few group life programs that can beat our deal. Most of them we can beat. If I have a client that's not a smoker, generally I can beat a group life policy. But if That Delta, I could never beat that. And it's been a number of years since I've tried to compete against it. But most of my clients at Delta are pilots.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't say that. I got some flight attendants. And
When you retire, you can take your life insurance with you, like, but it's gonna cost more.
yeah,
And
we
it's
can
funny
do that.
because I'm in this, we have a blog, all the retirees have a blog and people ask questions about stuff. Amazing when we did this conversion, how many people were 65, 70 years old, retiring from Delta, wanting to make sure that their insurance is still covered over and, that make sure they still have insurance. And I'm like, I guess I'm blessed because when you have enough savings, you don't need life insurance anymore.
Right.
And these people are 65, 70 years old and they're still wanting life insurance because they haven't probably saved enough because there's nobody's taught it.
Well, yeah.
You try to teach it, you can tell people about it, but we even have, I could sit down with people, smart people, and even tell them that process. Oh, now I got to have burial. Well, if you save even on TV, they program us. Well, Bob didn't have life insurance. Yeah, his funeral was $10,000. Oh my God!
That's how because they're paying. We're taking down. I'll come up with that. I got a referral that I'm going to see next week. Josh and James, they domestic partners. They two men, Josh and James. So I'm taking insurance. Do I write the same?
You gotta write it separate.
Yeah, so line road policy on me and Patty, and so it's a separate policy. We no longer band them together.
Right.
Okay.
It's separate policies.
I think the average 318 or
Something like that.
something like that.
Pathetic.
I always throw out there that $1 million thing. $1 million, 5%.
Yeah.
60,000 a year.
50,000,
Mm-hmm.
4,000 a month. Can you live on 4,000 a month?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Then you need $1 million. Or if you have $1 million in retirement, $1 million will get you 4,000.
That's another great thing about the next gen. We now have, we used to, the highest break point was 250. We now got a break point of 500.
Okay.
Yeah. So over 500 is cheaper. America had anything. Every other week or so, they're doing like an hour webinar on this, that, and the other that the whole life industry is doing. When they did one on them, they put it back and it was good. I was impressed with what I learned. It renewed my rage against the life insurance industry. It's another pretty looking scam.
Family is sometimes the hardest to deal with.
Absolutely.
And so,
They talked about that a little bit at Fast Start School last week, how your family, the old lobster pop, then you start to do a bit better.
Joey Myers' story is the best of all time.
Oh, he's the life.
When he had signed up, he went back the next Saturday and when he was there, he thought he got scammed.
Yeah.
He was knocking over the windows and stuff, Thanksgiving weekend or something. They didn't have class.
They took my money
Yeah.
And he signed up in New Jersey, of all places.
All places. That's
From a guy, an Italian in New Jersey.
That's right. That's right. That same uncle who Jimmy got so mad at the family dinner. He said he would always go out of his way. Hey, Uncle Joe, I got me a new Porsche. You want to take a ride?
Now, a lot of the RVPs that are successful were not trained very well.
Yes.
But they did like I did,
Mhm.
and they said, okay, I guess this guy's not going to train me. I guess I got to figure it out. You look around, you try to find somebody that is doing it.
Right.
Yeah. And then I'm going to do what he's doing. And then figure out what he's doing and do it.
Yeah.
The class I taught at the Fast Start School, they always ask me, Eric, what do you want to teach them? And so I said, I want to teach on how to build confidence in your securities business. And the reason I came up with that is I had an RVP that I've known for years. He called me, he said, hey, I got this guy, he has this going. What would you do? I said, I do this, and this. And this is what I'd get him to do this. He says, Eric, that's probably exactly right, but I don't have the confidence that you have, and I don't know if I could do it.
He was RVP?
Yeah.
He's an RVP.
Yeah. Well, this is.
And I thought, that's an RVP and that I've known for a long time. Why would he not have the confidence to do that? And I went and saw a guy that owned business up in Cobb County. He asked me, Eric, I'd like to have a retirement plan for all my employees. I said, yeah, we can do that. I said, so you want an employee you want a little retirement plan to run through your business for all your employees? He said, yes. I said, yeah, I can do that. So immediately I called Lowell Jackson. I said, how do I do that?
I remember you saying that story.
Yeah, because I knew that we could do it. I had never done it before.
There you go.
And I didn't know anything.
Sure. What's the guy at Virgin Airlines? What is it?
Branson.
Yeah. Branson. And I see this name pop up online a lot. You are offered an opportunity and you to do something you don't know how to do it. Say yes. And figure it out.
Well, my fifth grade, I tell my students, my fifth grade teacher told me, Eric, if you can learn something, learn it, because you never know when you might need it.
That's true.
And I've gone with that my whole life.
Sure.
If I have somebody's going to take the time to teach me something, I'm going to learn it. I had a call with Paul Shirk yesterday. He said, I have this guy that's got $7 million. And he's got a lot of his money in high-paying dividend stocks. And I said, well, give me some examples of some of the stocks that he owns. And he said, Altria, which I'm very familiar with. And he said, yeah, that one pays close to a 10% yield. So why would somebody take their money from floating that and put it in floating rate? I said, well, I don't know if I do that. I said, I'd want to look at his whole portfolio, and I'd pick through the ones that we could do much better on, let him keep what's going. If he's got one that's doing real well, keep it. But the ones that aren't doing it well, we'll move the money over with me. But then I thought, just because they have a high dividend doesn't mean they're actually they're doing well. So I looked at Altria. You know what Altria's return year to date is? 0.59. Okay. So just because it has a great dividend does not mean it's vacant. It has an 8.8 yield on it. Just because it has that doesn't mean the share price is going up. The share price is going down evidently. So if the share price is going down, it's paying a dividend, you're still not making money. Whereas the floating rate is paying that and it's actually staying up where it's staying right at where it was. So you're still making 9%. And so I texted him, I said, the total return on Altria is only 0.59 year to date. He said, thanks. Like, he didn't know that. So I'm thinking, I wonder what kind of research he did. Y'all know what to do. Whenever I look at a portfolio, I go in that portfolio, that Morningstar portfolio thing. I put it in every position, and I run it. And then I run what I think they should do next to it. And I see how
Portfolio comparison.
Yeah. That's a great tool.
Yes, sure is.
Are we the only ones using it?
Yes, we are.
Probably it is, magnet.
Because it tells you everything you need to know.
These both of them.
Yeah, I do.
Hypothetical.
Yeah,
and
I need to. I'm good.
All right, I got a question from Alan Henry.
Okay.
And it says about energy funds. Okay.
Okay.
And then he wrote. He says, "Here's the message from one of my clients. His wife took the plot.
Okay.
Alan, we are ready to move most of the funds we have in the money market. What funds do you recommend in energy, oil, gas, nuclear, or dividend-paying funds? Question mark. Nothing in financials."
Really?
Then he wrote, "Rodney, thanks. I've got good exposure in precious metals already. Also, do you have any funds outside the U.S., specifically Asia or India?"
Well,
I think it's on about 7 something a year, 7, 8, 5.
what? Okay, but right now, I'm kind of at a loss. I would 80+% of my clients' money right now are sitting in a floating rate. Just because, let me look at IE.
Well, it looks like this person has a plot, but most of their money is in a money market. So that's the first problem. Get out of that.
Yeah, so we go money.
Well, they're making more than they were. They still don't make much. The energy fund is up 6% for the year. Yeah, it's up 1 year return is 9.6263. So I'd be using the floating rate until that's where I'm putting the money right now because I can't figure out what's going on. Oil prices are maybe have 10% of the money in IENAX, the oil fund. Now the other one he could look at is the MLPDX. That's a good one. That has that's the steel path. It's up 16.67 this year.
Yeah. Eric, a lot of those funds you got to do extra paperwork on.
I know. On that one you do.
Yeah, and I don't. And tell me why that is.
Because I'll tell you why it is. Because I asked Kyle Schreiber why it is.
Yeah.
And you got a bunch of Primerica advisors that saw the yield. There for a while, it had like a 50% yield on it.
Right.
And so clients were putting part of the client's money in. Some of these reps, part of the client's money in it. They're putting 100% of the client's money in it, and they got killed.
Yeah.
The client got killed, and Primerica and the agents, because the agents didn't know what they're doing. And then guess who gets complaints?
That's right.
Yeah.
Perfect. And so that's what happened.
So what about,
Because I've got some of my money in that, but just a little bit.
Me too.
Yeah.
But what's the yield on that nowadays? I can't remember. I'm trying to look for it. MLPDX.
so right now you're saying you would skip the energy funds, maybe put 10% in the energy?
Yeah, maybe
The
10%.
rest in the
Floating rate.
floating rate fund?
Yeah.
It says TTM yield 7.83.
Okay. So 7.86 yield right now. But back when we were getting this, before the price went up as much as it did, the yield on it was 50%.
What about precious metals?
So, same problem. Gold is up to about $1,900 an ounce, going up a little bit. It's really not doing that much. So I've stayed away from it.
Right.
Because I did some, and it hadn't made any money.
That's the problem, is because I've got good exposure in precious metals already. It means they got a lot of money in precious
Yeah,
metals.
but is it
Is it just gold or is it?
I would ask what kind of precious metal it is. If it's physical gold or silver, then that's hard to get rid of.
Yeah. That's what I try to tell anybody that talks about buying gold and stuff. It says it's tough to get rid of. You got it. You might have a chest full of it sitting here, but you got to sell it to somebody, and they have to want to sell
Buy
it
at a price.
and a price, and then they have to make money if they decide. So
They want it sitting around in their store. If it goes to $52 an ounce like it did in 1980, and you say, hey, I'm going to sell it to you $52, and they say, I'm not buying $52 an ounce.
Yeah.
So how funds are the way to go.
And what about, and so that would be in for Alan to ask, is it physical gold and precious metals or precious metals funds?
OPGSX is the gold fund, and I think it's down for the year, but it's slightly up.
And then it says, do you have any funds outside the U.S., specifically Asia and India? And everybody's going USA right now. Nobody's.
I would not go. Well, India, I just did see a report that somebody that would manufacture something in China is now going to start manufacturing in India. I know Apple is in the process of moving their stuff to India. Yeah, OPGSX is down 1.84 for the year. So it's not making money. Asia X.
So if the war continues, oil prices.
But you got to remember, you don't put money in emerging markets. We can look at emerging markets. That'd be a place to look. Asia fund is where it's at. It's down 6.22.
Yeah, and that's been sucking wind for about 5 years, at least.
What's the emerging markets fund? GTC GTDDX.
So,
GTDDX. It's, where is it?
That's
It's
Asia.
down 0.5%.
That's supposed to be Asia, right?
Yeah, it's emerging markets, which would include India. Right now, I'd go all U.S. Now, you gotta remember that foreign emerging markets and countries like that do well when commodity prices are up.
Of course, you got the old adage, buy low, buy it now while it's cheap, because in
Well,
10 years.
if we think it's going to go up, then that's why I said, probably India is a good bet, down the road.
yeah.
But their huge issue is infrastructure. They have terrible infrastructure. But they're fixing it, but they're still way out there.
It is called Prosperity Life.
Prosperity
I
Life.
was 7 right.
Prime Term to 100. And it is,
Is it WL?
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, pull it up.
Yes, sir.
Shake your head. What's wrong
From
with
what I
it?
read about it, I don't think it was good.
What's wrong?
Well, if you're 70 and you're not working, life insurance.
Yeah.
Well, if you do,
It's the replacement. It's the replacement.
I know.
if you do, anyway, let me, come on. You go to products. Yeah, you go to products and you go to life insurance and you come down to products here. The last one on the list is Prosperity Life's Prime Term to 100. And it says currently in beta.
Does that include us?
It's everybody except that handful of states, and it does include us. You'll see an overview, and I found it this morning.
Is there a video?
None that I have found yet. There might be one somewhere. There. And yeah, this is page 2 of sorry, here's your cover page, and here's the overview.
Did you pull up anything? Because all I did that.
It's funny.
So, let's see.
Over on the right,
Yeah,
for the first 3 years, if you die in the first 3 years, you will get your premiums back plus 15%.
Well, that's better than Colonial Penn.
And that's better than floating. Yeah,
Because you only get your premiums back.
that's right.
But Colonial Penn's only 2 years, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Not 3 years.
Yeah, and in the 4th year, this is a $20,000 face amount. And the $20,000 face amount options of $5,000 to $30,000. You know, it's one of those things that it has the advantage of being better than that. At that point, it stays at $20,000 for 17 years.
Yeah, so show you from so at age 65,
Yeah.
it's.
You get it at age 65, yeah.
65 to 80, 68 to 85.
Yeah.
And then start going down.
And then it starts to go down.
What's the premium on
At
that?
age 100. This one here, 65-year-old man, $1,758.40 a year.
Nearly 150 a month. 150 a month, that's $1,800 a year. In 10 years, you paid $18,000
Yeah. And what?
for a $20,000 policy.
Yeah. And what's on the bottom?
Why would you do that?
Exactly.
At age
Question.
100,
More burial insurance.
well, at age 100, at age 100, the payoff is $1,000, and you paid $1,758.40 since that year. Get the power.
For 35 years, you paid $1,800.
Yep.
So take it 35 times 1,800, what do you get?
1,800.
1758.
Well,
1758.
1,800 is $63,000.
61,544 bucks. 35 years.
To get
$20,000 face.
no, to get $1,000.
Yeah.
You paid $61,000 to get $1,000 back.
Yeah. If you die between years 4 and 20, before you're 85, you get 20.
Right. Okay, so let's do that. Let's say you live 20 years.
Yeah.
And you die at age 85. So
126,000.
20 times, you've paid in $35,000 to get a $20,000 check.
If you invest in it and make 12%, you have $126,000.
Yeah, it's very much like, it's better than phone to tell you, but.
But here's what I would use it for. Because I have had a number of clients that were in that situation where their health was poor.
Yeah.
And it's not my clients, I'm someone I inherited. A Primerica client I inherited, where the premiums are gonna go high. And they said, well, we still need life insurance. I said, I would then have this, what's it called? What's this product called?
It's called prosperity.
Now, who's, the prosperity is Primerica's prosperity, and the agent's prosperity. It's nothing to do with the client. And, so I would say, okay, we have a program that's very similar to the Colonial Penn type program. So we can look at that, and I'd use it as a way to get them to invest instead.
And here are the three questions that you will be asked. These are the three health questions.
Okay, what are the three questions?
Within the past few years, you've been confined to or been advised by a medical professional to be admitted to a nursing home hospital care. Require use of oxygen equipment to assist in breathing, or do you need ongoing personal assistance performing your activities of daily living? Yeah. Number two, within the past few years, have you been diagnosed by a member of the medical professional with any cancer, any heart attack, heart surgery, cardiomyopathy, congestive heart failure, Alzheimer's, dementia, undergone major organ transplant surgery? Number three, have you been advised by a licensed medical professional that your life expectancy is less than 24 months?
What if it's yes to the first two?
But see, here's the deal on that, on question three, that's never gonna happen. Because I've had clients that were gonna die any day now. I mean, you cannot get a medical professional to tell you that they're not gonna live.
Yeah.
You can play a word game with them.
Yep.
Okay.
Here's how we get paid on this.
How much? Oh, yeah, let's look.
Yeah, I thought you'd like that.
So, RBP gets paid 41.98%. So, let's see, example cost. So,
This is on $1,000 annualized premium.
yeah, but it's gonna be more than that. So on the other
On the other
$1,700, $1,800,
Yeah.
you get paid $1,000.
And you notice the commissions pay out 2 to 4 weeks after the policy goes active and first premium payments are received. Commissions are paid as earned.
Because if you die, that's it.
That's right.
No advances.
Yeah, that's right. So I guess you get a monthly check for that person. Here you're open for business. I'm gonna do it. I'll get appointed.
Oh, you have to get appointed?
Yeah.
It's sick. It's got to have insurance. I
BS.
talked to him.
Yeah. BSMG is Brokers Service Marketing Group.
No,
Insurance Agency in Providence, Rhode Island.
What do you know?